What if I told you your brain has been lying to you your entire life? Not about math, not about facts, about you. Why you help people, why you chase success, why you post online, why you fall in love. What if the reason you believe isn't the real reason at all? And the scariest part? You may never notice it. Every human has something hidden deep inside the mind. Today, we're taking the red pill. We're exposing 10 brutal truths about human behavior. And trust me, after this video, you'll never look at people the same way again. Let's get into it. Concept 1. The hidden motive behind almost everything. Let's begin with the biggest idea of the entire book. Human behavior usually has 2 layers. Layer 1, the visible motive, the socially acceptable explanation. Layer 2, the hidden motive, the real incentive. And most of society operates in that gap. Example, ask someone why they go to college. They'll say, to learn valuable knowledge and build my future. Sound great, but let me ask you something. If college is mainly about learning, why do students forget most of what they studied right after exams? Why do many successful entrepreneurs become rich without degrees? Why do employers often value prestigious certificates more than actual skill? Because education often serves another function, not just learning, signaling. Your degree tells society, I'm disciplined. I'm smart enough. I can follow systems. I survive competition. That signal has value. And once you understand signaling, suddenly everything starts making sense. Luxury watches, designer clothes, expensive weddings, fancy offices. Sometimes people don't buy things for utility. They buy them to send messages. Real-life example. Imagine 2 people applying for a job. One learned everything through free online resources and became highly skilled. The other graduated from top university. Even if their skills are similar, many companies still choose the degree holder. Why? Because credentials signal competence. That's the elephant. We say one thing, we reward another. And once you notice this, you'll start seeing hidden motives everywhere. Concept 2, your brain lies to protect your image. Here's where the book gets seriously dark. Most people think lying means knowingly saying false things. But human psychology is far sneakier. Sometimes, you don't consciously lie. Your brain edits reality before you even see it. Why? Because truth can damage your social image. And social image matters for survival. Thousands of years ago, losing tribe approval could mean death. So evolution built a clever defense mechanism. Self-deception. Instead of admitting ugly motives, the brain creates cleaner stories. Example, a businessman donates huge money publicly. Official motive, I want to help society. May be true, but is that the whole truth? Hidden motives may include status, reputation, influence, admiration, power. Now pause. Does this mean charity is fake? No, that's the nuance most people miss. Human motives are mixed. You can genuinely want to help and want social recognition. Both can exist together. That's what makes this book powerful. It avoids simplistic thinking. Real-life example. A creator says, I don't care about views. I just love making content. Sounds noble, but if views drop to 0 forever, would they still post with the same intensity? Maybe, maybe not. That question reveals motive, because motives reveal priorities. And your brain hates seeing selfish motives clearly, so it softens them. That's why self-awareness is rare. Most people don't know themselves nearly as well as they think. And that is terrifying. Concept 3. Human life is a silent competition. Now comes one of the most uncomfortable truths. Humans love the idea of cooperation, teamwork, community, support. And yes, cooperation matters. But the book argues something most people avoid. A massive part of human intelligence evolved through competition against other humans, not just survival against nature. Competition against rivals. 4. Mates, status, resources, influence, power. The authors use an incredible analogy. Redwood trees grow insanely tall. Why? Because other redwoods are tall. If one stops competing upward, it gets blocked from sunlight and dies. Humans are similar. We constantly compare ourselves to others. even when we pretend not to. Real-life example. Your friend buys a luxury car. Yesterday, you were happy with your bike or normal car. Today, something feels off. Suddenly, you feel behind. Nothing changed externally, but internally, everything changed. Why? Because status is relative. Success rarely feels absolute. It feels comparative. That's why social media became psychological warfare. Every scroll triggers comparison. Someone richer, someone fitter, someone happier, someone more successful. Your brain keeps ranking, without permission, without rest. And here's the brutal truth. Many of your goals may not actually be your goals. They may be status competitions you unconsciously entered. That promotion, that car, that lifestyle, that validation. Did you truly want it? Or did competition teach you to want it? That question alone can change your life. Concept 4, status signaling. You're always sending signals. Let's talk about something almost everyone does, but almost nobody admits. Signaling. Every day, whether you realize it or not, you're sending signals to the world. Signals about intelligence, wealth, discipline, taste, power, social value. And here's the crazy part. Many behaviors that look practical are actually signals. Think about luxury brands. Why buy a $5,000 watch when a $50 watch tells time just fine? Because the watch isn't just telling time. It's telling a story. It says, I can afford what others can't. That signal changes how people perceive you. And signaling doesn't only happen through money. It happens through language. Books you read, music you like, movies you mention, even opinions you post online. Real-life example. Imagine two people both go to the gym. Person 1 genuinely wants better health. Person 2 want a better physique, mainly for attraction and status. Same action, different motive. That's why behavior alone can mislead. You must ask, what signal is this sending? Once you start asking that, human behavior becomes way easier to decode. Suddenly you realize, sometimes people don't want the thing. They want what the thing represents. And that difference matters a lot. Concept 5, prestige versus dominance. 2 ways people rise. The book explains something powerful. There are 2 major ways humans gain status. First, dominance. Dominance is power through fear. People obey because they're intimidated. Think of a toxic boss. Everyone becomes silent when he enters the room. Nobody challenges him. Not because they respect him, because they fear consequences. That's dominance. You control through pressure. Second, prestige. Prestige is power through admiration. People follow because they respect you. Think of Steve Jobs, Meryl Streep, or a teacher everyone admires. Prestige attracts. Dominance suppresses. Big difference. Real-life example. In school, there's often one student everyone fears, and another everyone respects. The feared student may have dominance. The respected student has prestige. Now here's the deep insight. Most people chase prestige while pretending they don't care about status. They say, I don't care what people think, but their behavior often says otherwise. Because prestige gives huge rewards, more influence, more opportunities, better social treatment. The brutal truth? A surprising amount of ambition. Is status hunger wearing professional clothes? That promotion, that title, that success. Sometimes it's not about money. It's about rank, about being above. And the mind hates admitting that. Concept 6, competitive altruism. Now, this concept is wild. The authors explain an idea called competitive altruism. Sounds weird, right? Here's what it means. Sometimes people compete by being generous. Read that again. They compete by helping. At first, helping looks selfless, but often generosity also builds reputation. The book gives an animal example. Certain birds literally compete for the chance to help the group. Why? Because helping signals strength and value. Humans do something similar. Real-life example. Imagine a group project. One person loudly takes responsibility, pays for snacks, helps everyone, acts super generous, looks selfless. But sometimes hidden motives include social approval, admiration, leadership, influence. Again, important nuance. Helping can still be genuinely good. The book is not saying kindness is fake. It says kindness often carries additional incentives. That's the elephant. Consider public donations. Why do some people donate anonymously, while others ensure everyone knows? Because visibility changes signaling power. Public generosity increases status, and your brain loves status rewards. That's why being nice can sometimes become competition. Who is most generous? Most moral? Most caring? Even virtue can become status currency. That's deep. Concept 7. Morality can become social currency. This one hits hard in today's world. Humans don't just want to be good. We want to be seen as good. Huge difference. The book repeatedly shows this pattern. Social approval often matters as much as actual morality. Sometimes more. Real-life example. Social media outrage. Someone makes a mistake. Suddenly thousands attack. Now ask, is every person criticizing truly focused on justice? Sometimes yes, but sometimes people are signaling morality. They're showing others, look at me, I'm on the right side. That public signaling earns social rewards. Approval, likes, group acceptance. And this behavior isn't new. Social media only amplified it. Humans have always used morality to signal tribe loyalty. Ancient tribes did it. Modern societies do it. Online communities do it. Same psychology, different platform. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes people defend values, not because they deeply care, but because those values improve their social position. That doesn't mean all morality is fake. Again, mixed motives. That phrase matters throughout this entire book. Mixed motives. Good motives can coexist with selfish motives. And that's why human psychology is so hard to understand. Because we're rarely pure heroes. Rarely pure villains. We're complicated, messy, contradictory, human. Concept 8. Politics is often about tribe, not truth. Most people believe politics is about solving problems. Logical debates. Policies. Better future. Sounds ideal. But the book exposes a darker reality. A huge part of politics is not about truth. It's about tribal loyalty. Humans evolved in tribes. And in tribes, survival often depended on one thing. Knowing who is with you and who isn't. That instinct still lives inside us. That's why political arguments often feel emotional instead of rational. Because many debates are not just about facts. They're loyalty tests. Real-life example. Two people watch the exact same news event. One says, "This proves my side is right." The other says, "This proves your side is corrupt." Same event, completely different interpretation. Why? Because the brain often processes facts through identity first, not truth first. That means many people don't ask, "What is true?" They ask, "What protects my tribe?" That's the elephant. And once identity gets involved, logic becomes secondary. This is why smart people can defend terrible arguments. Intelligence doesn't always increase truth. Sometimes it increases rationalization. You become better at defending what you already want to believe. That's scary, because it means intelligence without self-awareness can become sophisticated self-deception. Concept 9. Institutions often hide hidden agendas. This concept changes how you see society. The book argues many institutions don't fully operate for their official purpose. They also serve hidden social functions. Let's break that down. Education, official purpose, learning. Hidden motives often include ranking people, credentials signaling, filtering job candidates, status sorting, charity, official purpose, helping others. Hidden motives may include reputation, prestige, moral signaling, influence, religion, official purpose, faith and spirituality. Hidden functions may include group bonding, loyalty signaling, tribal identity, trust building. Now pause. This does not mean these institutions are useless. That's important. The authors aren't saying schools are scams or religion is fake. They're saying official explanations often tell only part of the story. Real-life example. A company hosts a huge team-building retreat. Official goal, better collaboration. Hidden goals may include hierarchy reinforcement, loyalty building, cultural alignment, status networking. The event may genuinely improve teamwork, but that's not the whole picture. There are layers, always layers. That's the central lesson of this book. Surface-level explanations are rarely complete. Concept 10, the elephant inside you. Now we reach the most important concept, and this one is personal. Throughout this video, it's easy to analyze others. Your boss, friends, celebrities, politicians. But the real challenge begins here. What about you? What elephant lives inside your own mind? Ask yourself, why do you really want success? Why do you really want money? Why do you really want recognition? Why do compliments feel so good? Why does criticism hurt so much? The hardest truth in life may be this. You are not fully transparent to yourself. There are desires inside you that your conscious mind edits. Not because you're evil, because that's how human psychology evolved. To survive socially, to protect status, to maintain identity. And here's where this book becomes life-changing. Its goal is not to make you cynical. It's to make you aware. Awareness creates freedom, because what you can see controls you less. Real-life example. Suppose someone says, I want to become rich to help my family. Beautiful goal, but deeper reflection might reveal additional motives. Respect, validation, proving doubters wrong, status, admiration, and that honesty matters. Because when hidden motives remain unconscious, they control behavior silently. When seen clearly, you gain choice. That is power, true power. So before you chase your next goal, before your next argument, before your next big decision, ask yourself one brutal question. Who is really in control? You or the hidden motives inside you? Because the most dangerous lies aren't the lies we tell other people. They're the lies we tell ourselves. And somewhere inside your mind, the elephant is still there, silent, watching, waiting. The only question is, will you finally choose to see it? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next summary.